let's get to some transfer. We call it Donkomi. I'd have loved to have my bell here, but let's start off from Liverpool and RB Leipzig. They have done a big deal. The word is that RB Leipzig were initially not interested in selling Hungarian attacking midfielder Dominik Szoboszlai, but Liverpool were keen on this deal and so paid the release clause, 70 million euros or 60 million pounds. Now that money looks like will be scrutinized for a bit. Liverpool's rivals say that there's a myth that Liverpool don't spend to get players. But there you have Dominik Szoboszlai on your screen there. You have his numbers as well. Appearances in all competitions. You have appearances for this season, actually. So you have 46 goals, 10, assists, 13, yellow cards, 4, red cards, 1, and over 3,700 minutes played. Let me start off with you on this one. Huge transfer for Liverpool. In the context of players that have left and players that are coming in, what exactly are they trying to do, and why have they spent this much on this guy whom a lot of people don't seem to know?
Well, last season, Liverpool went through a phase where they were really struggling for results. And it's not because they didn't have a good team. Liverpool have probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. They have a defense that any other team would die for. They have a front line that's filled with some of the top attacking talent in Europe. The one thing that hurts them was midfield. They had players who were constantly getting injured in Naby Keita and Thiago Alcantara, players that were old and didn't have the legs to run in, Jordan Henderson and James Milner, and players that were just young enough and not experienced enough, Harvey Elliott and other players. So they needed to bring in reinforcements, people who could hit the ground running, who could start games. And they've got two absolutely brilliant talents in Alexis McAllister and especially Dominik Szoboszlai. I think that Klopp was looking for Milner in terms of utility, and he's got an upgrade on James Milner. Szoboszlai, in Dominik Szoboszlai, because this is a player who can play all across the midfield and even pop up front if you want. He is fantastic passing wise. His set piece is amazing, and he offers a real goal threat that Liverpool really need. He gives you an average of probably 6 goals, 8 assists every season. Those are his numbers for the last couple of seasons in the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig. So you are guaranteed to get goals. And that is exactly what Liverpool got with James Milner in his first few years. I know fans will say that in his latter years, he became old, couldn't run, couldn't compete. But in his first few years, he was superb for Liverpool. And I think Klopp identified Szoboszlai as the player to take his midfield forward. He's clearly seen that.
He's what, 21?
Yeah,
21, 22?
He's really young. And Klopp knows that midfield is the way to go. I think with Champions League football, they might have got Mason Mount as well. And he knows what he wants. He knows how to get there. A lot of players want to come to the Liverpool system and work under Jurgen Klopp, work with players like Mo Salah, work with players like Jota, because they know the quality that is around them in the team. Once they get into the team, you are guaranteed to be involved in goals and assists. And they've got one of the best players, best midfielders in Europe who can complements that quality that they have in that team and take them to the next level. Missing out on the Champions League was a big deal for Liverpool. They want to get back into that competition as soon as possible. And this is a player who has played a few times in the Champions League, has Champions League experience, has experience at the top level in the Bundesliga, and good for Liverpool. He also has experience in the Europa League, which they are playing in, so he will be very influential in that tournament as well.
Brilliant thoughts there. Your thoughts on Szoboszlai again and the grand scheme of Liverpool's transfer business?
To improve that midfield, because that was the area of weakness in the last campaign.
People say that Liverpool need a 6. I mean, Fabinho is still around, but he's not at the level. And Liverpool have bought McAllister. He's not exactly a 6. They bought Szoboszlai. He's not exactly a tackler either. So what is Klopp doing?
Yeah, I think basically, I think it's a theme that runs through this transfer window. Like, teams are doubling on their strengths to cover up their weaknesses. So you look at a team like Manchester City,
Yeah.
they are doubling down on their strength. Defenders that can pass from the back, that are ball carriers. They already have John Stones. They already have Manuel Akanji. They already have Ruben Diaz. They already have Nathan Ake. But they are now going in for Josko Vadio. You look at Man United. They have Bruno Fernandes. And they've gone in for Mason Mount to double down on what they are doing. You look at Arsenal. They play with false nine. They play with guys who can play across the front line. They've gone in and signed Kai Havertz. So they are doubling down on their strength in order to cover up for their weakness. And that is what Liverpool is also following. And I think the presence of McAllister and Szoboszlai is to serve as a bridge between the old and the new. Because and you need that, because at this point in time, a guy like Stevan Bajcetic, he's too young to be able to play at the elite level. A guy like Javier Elliott, he's developing, but he's not yet elite. But on the flip side, you have Fabinho and Henderson, who are on the way down. So once you have McAllister and Szoboszlai, who are 23, 24, and in their prime, they serve as that bridge. And that's what you need to be able to go to that next level.